Hey followers! Today I want to show you the Technical Tuesday. We are just completely concentrating on the charts, what I'm seeing, and just from the chart analysis, where do I think where the market could go and where we think we see a bounce and where are the most important levels. So very important, take out your pencil and your papers, write some notes, and then just leave the December like it is with the levels I'm gonna tell you. So let's check it out and let's go into the charts. So let's start with BTC. So what do you see here? You see the combination of my weekly, my daily, my 4-hour chart and my M5 chart. So this is for daily, for my intraday I'm trading. This is for my weekly trading. This is for my longer trading, for half-year trading. So you see this is half-year trading. And this is for the whole year, okay? So let's start with the whole year. And what do you see here? So first of all, as you saw, we went to the fair value gap, we retested that fair value gap, and the market went further. And what do I think is, what is very interesting is that level here, this fair value gap at this level here. Because this one is still open. We didn't touch it, right? But now it's interesting. What I want to tell you is, you see, the good thing is on the VWAP that it doesn't matter on which time frame you check it. It's all times the same cloud. So you see here, every time when we're touching the outer band of the middle cloud, you see that we all times bouncing up. So this one is a highly good resistance level. So what do I want to see for further lower move to the downside is, on BTC, a close on that level. I want to see a close below 15, let's say directly under 16,000, like 15,900. This is where I want to see the first close to go further down, right? To see the movement, because right now, we can go up higher. We have a fair value gap here. So we can go higher in this case. Let me do it like that. We have this fair value gap here. And I'm calling it fair value gap weekly. And from here on, the market still can go up higher. And the same here. So on the weekly perspective, we are on a big support level where the market could bounce to the upside because it has problems to close below the low, which is interesting as well because 80% or 88% the market is normally trading in the first cloud, as you see here. So if the market is coming out of the cloud, normally it should go in the cloud back, like in the middle cloud. Okay. So then let's check what we see on the daily and on the half year. And as you see, on the half year, the lower band was all times supporting, right? So you see here, 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 and here. Every time when we came into it, the markets went back up. And as well, the VWAP was as well good support every time, or resistance. In this case here, and in this case here. Okay, and then we saw here again, market came into it, we rejected up, and then we saw our close, and we came to the lower levels. And now, again, on yesterday, we just bounced on that level again. So as well here, same scenario, this level is around 15,900. So we want to see again, a close again below this level, which is, as I said, the same on the weekly, but this is other calculations. So this is a big and huge resistance support zone here. So if we get a close below that, then we can go lower. And as well, we see here, we took out the lows on the daily, which is unfortunate that we took that one out and we didn't make any double bottom. But yeah, so what else do we see here? As you see here, on the half-year side, you don't see much. And why do I really don't care to looking more back? Because as far you going back, you will all times find some reasons why the market could go there. So I just want to show you how I concentrate for myself if I'm looking at the charts and getting an overview over the charts. So what do we have? For a longer time run as well, a big resistance zone is around 70,980, which will be here. So this is as well a good zone. And of course, this is dynamic. This will change every day. So then let's go to this one. And this one is interesting as well because this is monthly way, right? So we see that on the monthly basis where the market could go. And directly on the view, you see again every time when we came on the, because it's from month to month differently, right? But every time when we come to that levels, we see some resistance, right? And then we saw a big close and the market could go further up, right? And now you see the difference is, no, this one is not acting as support anymore. We're acting as resistance. As you see, market comes to this one again and the market is coming up again. So again here, the same situation. I want to see a close below this level. So I want to see a close below 16,125. And you see we're matching some clusters because where did we bounce? We bounced yesterday from our fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap over there. The market bounced from there. Oops, this is not what I wanted to do. So yeah, we have this trend line. As you know, I don't trade the trend line, but if we're seeing a close above this one, then obviously it might happen that we take out all the highs because there will be liquidity, and then a big moment where we can short the market will be around this level, right? Around 18,000 again. And if we're checking again 18,000, do we have something here on 18,000? Exactly where as well the lower band of the cloud is. So 18,000 is a really good level for shorting. And if the market should go to 18,000, and nobody can tell you where the market should go, it could go to 18,000, but it could as well not go to 80,000 at all times. Nobody can tell you. But what I can tell you is we have here still some sell side liquidity. So the market can still take this sell side liquidity. And I like it to see a push to the upside and then taking out the sell side liquidity. And if we're checking out the cloud overall, you see we have support on the lower levels on BTC. So there's a potential for going up a little bit to around 18,000 because there we have some good resistance where the market could then falling down to the downside. Checking the daily right now, and with the conclusion that we here overall in a zone where the market could decide to go somewhere. And as you see here on the daily view, now we have the view of the daily, and you see we trading above our VWAP. So this VWAP could be a resistance zone, right? A support zone. So when the market comes to that level, we could bounce up. And you see that every time when we trade below it, we're coming back to it, we can bounce from it. And it doesn't matter on which time frame we check it. It's every time the same, right? But as you see as well, the market doesn't like to trade in that levels here. And every time when we come to that levels and it's not impulsive, the market is sideways and not going upside, then the market normally wicks into it and then coming down. So what do I see? What do I think from here as well? When we come and seeing a close below that level, then it might happen that we could go further down and seeing the next levels. But we see as well here for today, it's an interesting level when we should come to that level, and this is a big support. So at 16,200 or 300, the market could go to the upside again. So I would looking for longs in that kind of level, right? But overall, if we're checking again the market overall, I still think the market has a lot of plays to the downside. Like, as I said before, I still think we're gonna see this level, 8,900. Literally, this level will be somewhere around what I think in the long run we will see. And yeah, this is the first thing what I think we're gonna see still this year. Because you see, normally if we touching one band one time, right, then we're touching it a second time again. So you see, we touched it here once, and then we touched it once again, and we touched it here once, and normally we touched it again one more time, right? So we touched it here, and normally we're touching it again. So it's every time the same situation. So I think for that year, we're still gonna touch. Maybe we're not gonna touch it directly because we already have a touch here, but I think overall we're gonna see that level. And I think for this year, my targets will be around. If we're checking here, we don't have much, but you see here as well, we have this level. So I still think for that year, we will still touching the 14,407 level. This is what I think and predict for the market, what we still gonna see. So let's move to ETH, and let's start again on the weekly. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to write it in the commentary. Just recommend it because I try to answer all questions. You see that here again, we are again the cloud, the same level. You see we have all times support here, and what I want to see is a close on that level here. We have a downwards trend line. I think I can do it even better, I guess, like that. Okay, then I'm going to do it, I guess. I'm doing like that. I don't trade trend lines. Again, I'm not trading them, but I like that everyone else are trading them, and then you know where liquidity is. So that's why I'm calling it trend line phenomenon, because I normally don't trade them. And if I'm checking it, we have taking out this highs and this highs, and here it would be very good resistance, where the market could drop again if we could come to that level, which is far away. Like it's 1,800. It would be nearly new highs. I don't think that we're gonna see this level, but if we're checking this one, we have a fair value gap here as well, really nice fair value gap, and in that we have an order block. So we have a really nice level for shorting the market around 1,360. And but if we get it close below this one, then of course I seeing lower lows. Here we have big sell side liquidity on the weekly chart, weekly SSL. We have a double bottom here, and then as well we could see some of these levels, which is again around 400. I don't think that we're gonna see 400, but it could happen that we're gonna see 400. But let's check the other charts. So let's check the half year, what the half year is showing us. And this is interesting, right? This is interesting. So what do you see here? What do you see? You see again, every time above, market comes back up. This one acts as support, and then you see this one was acting every time as support, right? As soon as we got a close below it, then it's acting as resistance. And now we are on it again. So I can just telling you what I'm going to do about this market. So I'm trying to somewhere shorting the market around these levels if I find a way to trading it to that levels. And you see this will be exactly below the 1,000 where our sell side liquidity is from the previous chart. So yeah, this is interesting. And as well, we have a higher fair value gap up here. Not much interesting, but it would be an overlapped fair value gap with the other chart. So we can draw into it and calling it daily. Okay. So, and then we going to the next one, and this is the H4. You see my door is ringing, and yeah, then we see the H4 chart, and on that one, let's go into the H4 one. You see a very good trend line, right? So it might happen that we break up this trend line, and then we coming up into that zone here. So into that zone, the market could reverse. And do I like it? I really like this zone because we have a trend line, we have highs above it, so the market will take out all the highs, and then we could going further down. So I really like this scenario to coming up to that level. And as well, you see here we have resistance, support. I'm normally don't calling it support or resistance. I'm just doing it for the video. That's why I'm super confused every time, because I don't like it. Yeah, I will make every time on Thursday. I'm gonna make a video about tips Thursday. Thursday tips. So I will show you some trading tips, some tips I'm doing to make it better for yourself to trade better. But yeah, coming back to it, we have a good trend line here. So if we're going to break the trend line, there's a higher chance to coming back to 1,300. But as well, we said about these levels before that this level is a nice level where the market could reverse, as we see here. So yeah, that's as well a short level what we could see. But as well, don't forget we have big sell side liquidity down here. So this is exactly right. You see one bottom, two bottoms, and then we still have the other. This is exactly this one, what you see here, the double bottoms here. And yeah, so we don't have to forget this one. And then on the daily side, as you see, there are already things where the market could go already down. We just dipping on the upper cloud, and from here on the market could go already down. I'm just waiting for an impulsive move to break below that level to a reverse then, and then shorting the market. So I wouldn't short directly from here. Like you could, and then you have a risk like that. I will talk about that on Thursday then, and then you can go to the lows, like where we being here to 1,067. This would be a possible trade, actually, but a risky one, right? But it's possible. It's possible. From there on, we are on resistance here. We're showing resistance on the daily side, on the daily VWAP, and from there on, we could go down. And yeah, let's go to the last one, BNB. And BNB, let's start with this one. You see here directly, the VWAP directly is acting as resistance here, but as well, the lower cloud is acting as support. So what I want to see is, I want to see it close below 264 to go further down. And with further down, I mean we can go below this level, 200, because I still think we're going to see this level, 200, and then this liquidity void. This liquidity void is, yeah, I don't know, super difficult because it's just too big, and normally market is going to take that out. But as we all know, it is Binance, and Binance has huge money, so yeah, but super difficult. And as well, we see here, we are on the blue line. Blue line is the old VWAP from the last year, from 2021. And as you see, we acting here as well as super good support and resistance, right? It's super good here directly. And yeah, we have here again the same level. When the market comes into that level, there are highly chance to go further. I still think that the market can go further from here, and we see a level below this one. And this is my resistance. And if we're coming there, then we should see the 200 level soon. So then coming back to the daily and the half year, and what do you see in the half year? Directly what you see again, VWAP is holding every time really good, right? Market is going in the VWAP. Then again, we saw twice this half year. The lower level is acting as support and resistance. And then the upper level, but as well, as you see here. So, and now it's just one thing. If we getting a close above this level, right? If we're getting a close above 316, then I think we will coming back up to 358, 350 around this level, right? Then we should come to one of these levels here, right? So if we should close above this level, otherwise, right? I still think when we're checking now the other charts afterwards, I still think that we can see still this level here. And as you see, again, this is all times acting as support and resistance, really good. And you don't really have to analyze it that hard because the cloud already tells you everything. You see where the market is moving. And this is not, I'm drawing any trend line or horizontal lines because they are not working. You're just adding your VWAP and then you see where the market could go. And yeah, what do we see here on the monthly way? You see monthly way, we traded around the old VWAP. So the old VWAP was interesting with the new VWAP. So super support and resistance zone is this level here where our current VWAP and the previous VWAP high, so this level we are trading around right now, is super good resistance at the moment. So at the moment we have really good resistance right above this level here. Let me do it like that. And again, if we're seeing it close above this level, then it could go as well up to that level. I don't think that we're seeing a level above that, but we need a close as well above this level. But on the downside as well, we have this old VWAP acting as support. So we saw yesterday this old VWAP was acting perfectly as support, and we bounced back up and we had a fair value gap here. So overall, and this is as well what my strategy is saying. And if I doing this here, because I'm talking about fair value gaps every time, so I need a close below this fair value gap, which is as well below this VWAP. And if we're getting a close below 275, then the market could go further down. And then I still think we're gonna test this level, 250. This will be important as well, what the market will do on that level. But yeah, overall I still think we have to go to 250, seeing what the market will do over there. And then end of the year, we will see where the market is, but it's super difficult to say. So are we in a good chance to short the market right away from here? Yes, we are, perfectly. And same situation, as you see here perfectly, all times we came above it, touched it, market went up. We came up, touched it, market went up. So every time when we touched it above it, we came up. Then we came deeper into it, retested it from the bottom. And if we seeing it close below this level, right, normally I would wait until we see a volatile move below this level. But if you want to trade it aggressively, you have the possibility to say, okay, if we're going below this level here, we can short the market, right? Seeing that here and going to the opposite side. And you see the same levels as here on the M5. The cloud is all times the same. You see that here better. You're coming up, you're testing that, and you're coming up again. You're going down, testing it, going up. And now you're going into it, and now you're testing it from the downside, and now you could go further down. I will talk about this on Thursday more with more tips, with more technical tips as well, and some trading tips. So if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the commentary. And as well, I can recommend you to join our broker partner or exchange partner, which is bidget. And you have a chance as well to get a 8,000 trading account, so that you get 8,000 for your futures trading. And just use the link in the description below. And yeah, have a great week, and we're gonna hear us in the next days. Bye.